East Coast Reflector. This is Scott in 7FGP in Jamestown, New York, where it's a balmy 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's get started. If you want to avoid check-in pileups, you can text your call sign and nothing but your call sign to 716-317-9050. Or you can email your call sign to text@ecr.radio. All right, today's question is, do you use an alarm clock on your phone to wake up in the morning? Or do you use an alarm clock or your phone to wake up in the morning? Let's try that one. All right, let me read who we have here on text so far. We have Brian, KE2FGT, Joel, KC2GRN. We have Charles in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have Charlie in Sun City, Florida. Meg in Quarryville, Pennsylvania. Mark N0CKV in Plymouth. Bill in Woodstock, Georgia. Gary in Florida. We have Richard in Sumter, South Carolina. Zachary in Kissimmee, Florida. Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Joe in Claremont, Florida. We have Clark in Phoenix, and we have Jay in Orlando, Florida. So let's start off by taking some check-ins. If you are mobile, please give us your call sign twice and slowly. Call now.
Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. That is Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile. MJT Whiskey 8 November Juliet Tango. Whiskey Bravo 8 Bravo Hotel London. Whiskey Bravo 8 Bravo Hotel London. November 5 Charlie Hotel Bravo in and out. November 5 Charlie Hotel Bravo in and out. Thanks, Scott.
8 Sierra Tango Juliet. Whiskey 8 Sierra Tango Juliet mobile.
Kilo Delta 6 Delta India Quebec KV6 DIQ in and out. In and out. WP3 ILA Whiskey Bravo 3 Indian Lima Alpha.
Let's go ahead and read back who we have there. We have WB3ILA Stephen in Pennsylvania. Thank you for checking in. We have Todd in Yucca Valley, KD6 and DIQ, who's in and out. Good morning, Todd. We have Steve in Rochester Hills, Michigan, W8STJ. Chuck in Sugar Land, Texas, 5C. Thanks for checking in, Chuck. Ed in Orlando, WB8BL. We have Nick in Toledo, Ohio, W8NJT. And we have Anders in Alucha, Florida, KZ4JN. Let's start off with Anders. Good morning, Anders. And do you use an alarm clock or do you use your phone to wake up in the morning? Over to you.
Good morning, everyone on the Brew crew. It's been a little bit since I was back here, but I'm back online. I appreciate you running the net this morning. I do use my phone because it has a much more pleasant wake-up signal than what my old alarm clock used to do. So I use my cell phone. Hope everyone has a great day and a really awesome week. This is Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November, sending it back to you.
Anders, we've got you down for your phone. Yes, it is a little bit more pleasant, isn't it? All right, let's try Nick in Toledo, Ohio, W8NJT. Good morning, Nick. How are you today?
Morning, everyone. I'm doing pretty good. Cell phone alarm set me off this morning. And just like everything else, cell phones are taking over and putting too much technology and obsolete other things. Whiskey 8 November Juliet Tango, back to Mexico.
All right, Nick, we've got you down for phone. All right, let's try Ed in Orlando, Florida, WB8 EHL. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Scott, and everybody on the net. WPNPHL here in Orlando. I just wake up naturally, Scott. I don't know what it is. Even when I want to sleep in, I always seem to wake up right at the same time. So I would say no, I don't use one. Back up to net, 7-3.
All right, Ed, you've got that internal alarm clock. Thanks for checking in this morning. All right, Chuck was in and out. Let's try Steve in Rochester Hills, Michigan. W8STJ. Good morning, Steve. How are you today?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning, everybody here in the morning brew. Answer for me is absolutely yes. And I especially like the fact that on the iPhone, probably the other ones as well, it gives you a holiday reminder to turn it off so you're not woke up on days that you don't need to get up early. So, hope everybody has a great and safe and blessed day ahead. This is W8STJ.
That's a good point. I didn't even know that was an option there. All right, well, thank you for checking in. We've got you down for a phone. Todd was in and out. Let's try Stephen in Easton, Pennsylvania. WB3ILA. Good morning, Stephen. All right, let's try Stephen one more time. WB3ILA. Good morning. All right, we'll go ahead and mark him in and out. Let's, oh, wait. All right, Stephen, I got you coming through on that IAX bridge. Want to give it one more time, please? One more try, please? We're going to start with Roy in Blasdale, New York. KA8BYU. Good morning, Roy. How are you this morning?
Morning, everybody on the Brew. KA8BYU. I'm doing pretty good. I usually don't have to use my phone. I set an alarm, but usually my cats wake me up before the alarm goes off. So, like this morning, I set, then after they woke me up, reached over, grabbed the phone, and hit dismiss alarm. But most of the days they wake me up first before the alarm does. Hope to see everybody on the TechNet tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, Roy, I have a couple of those furry alarm clocks myself. So, all right, thanks for checking in today, and let's try Larry in Maricopa, Arizona. KM7CGI. Good morning, Larry. I use neither. It's retired, and I just use the aren't accurate at times. But everybody have a great day. KM7CGI. All right, Larry, you kind of dropped out there when you gave us the answer. Let's try it one more time with your answer. I'm retired, so I don't really use an alarm clock. I just get up when my body tells me to get up. But everybody have a great day. KM7CGI. All right, Larry. Yeah, that's how I usually am. But now that I have to get up for the morning brew, I have to set an alarm. But I enjoy it. All right, let's try Wayne in Belmore, New York. KC2 NJV. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Scott and our rest of the crew. KC2NJV. I don't use an alarm clock at all. The only time is backup if I have to take an early morning flight out. Other than that, have yourself a lovely day.
All right, Wayne, you have a great day too. All right, let's try Randall in Brownstown Township, K8 UFM. Good morning, Randall.
Good morning to all the Brewsters on frequency on this fine Tuesday morning. Yes, I used my cell phone as my alarm clock. With that said, this is KUFM, back to net control, and everyone have an outstanding Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Randall. Let's try Armand in Miami, Florida, W4AEB. Good morning, Armand.
Good morning, everybody. W4AEB. I do use my cell phone for an alarm as a backup to my internal clock. So yes, I use the phone. Everybody have a good day. W4AEB. Back to net.
All right, we've got you down for that phone. Jay in Orlando, Florida, K1 MCO. Good morning, Jay.
Well, good morning to you and everybody in the morning brew. This is K1 MCO. We use a cell phone as an alarm in the morning. We usually do, except the days off. We don't use anything. Send it back to you, Great Net. This is Kilo 1 Mike Charlie Oscar 73.
All right, Jay, we've got you down for phone. Clark in Phoenix, Arizona, KK7 DY. Good morning, Clark.
Good morning, Scott, Mark, and the rest of the brew crew. I wake up naturally in the morning. Back to net control, KK7DY.
All right, Clark, we've got you down for waking up naturally. Joe in Claremont, Florida, KM4WZD. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Mark. And good morning to the crew. You can put me down for a yes. I do use the phone as my alarm. I've kind of through the years trained myself, I think, to wake up a few minutes before the alarm goes off. But it's always there just in case. So I'm a yes vote for today. Everybody take care. 7-3's Happy Tuesday. It's KM4WZD. Back to net.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the time I wake up before the alarm anyhow. So, all right, thank you. We've got you down for phone. This is Scott in 7SGP. Let's continue on down with Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the net in there this morning. N3DQD here. Now that I'm retired, I do not use any device. A lot of times I wake up an hour earlier than I really want to get up, but is no longer needing a device at all. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Yeah, I like the waking up naturally myself. All right, let's move on down to Zachary in Kissimmee, Florida. KI6 K2O. Good morning, Zachary.
Good morning, Scott, Mark, and the Brew crew. 56 degrees here at Florida Central, and put me down for a phone. That's what I use to wake up in the morning. and 7-3 to the group. Everyone have a blessed day. Back to you, Scott, KI6KQO.
Alright, Zachary, we've got you down for phone. Remember those old digital clock radios and how they were such a big thing? Well, they were when I was a kid anyhow. Let's move on down to Richard in Sumter, South Carolina, in for RSM. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning to everyone on the Brew Crew. Being retired, I use my internal clock, which is pretty accurate after 41 years of getting up at 5 o'clock. But when I have an appointment, I use the Buzz clock radio because the volume is loud enough for me to hear without my hearing aids. Thank you.
Alright, Richard, we've got you down with the clock radio when you need it. Okay. Move on down to Gary, K4HBT. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Scott and the Brew Crew. I generally use a cell phone when I have to get up early. I've been retired for many years, so it's not very often anymore. Anyway, Steve, put me down for cell phone. This is K4HBT. Back to net.
Alright, Gary, we've got you down for the phone. Thank you for checking in this morning and have a great day. Bill in Woodstock, Georgia, KI4EGQ. Good morning, Bill.
Well, good morning, Scott. Morning, crew. I don't use it, but I got a hound dog that gets me up in the morning when it's time for both of us to go out. So, that's my alarm clock, is puppy dog. Everybody have a great day. KI4HQ.
Alright, so we stand for the furry alarm clock. Thanks for being out there and checking in this morning. How about Mark in Plymouth, Minnesota? It's 0CKV. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Scott, Mark, the rest of the Brew Crew, everybody else on the net. I use my cell phone as my alarm clock. Everybody have a great Tuesday, and 0CKV back to net.
Alright, Mark, we've got you down for phone. It's kind of funny how we use our phones for everything anymore. Alright, let's try Greg in Quarryville, Pennsylvania, KB3EYR. Good morning, Greg, and how are you this morning?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Mark. Everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. This is KB3EYR, and you can put me down for phone. That's where I have my daily alarm set. However, in reality, probably 80% of the time, it's one of the dogs that wakes me up. So, everyone have a great day. Back to net control.
It's funny how they kind of get that sense of when it's time to eat. Alright, thank you, Greg, for checking in this morning, and let's move on down to Charlie in Sun City, NA2B. Good morning, Charlie.
Oh, good morning, Scott. Everybody on the crew from Birdie in Tampa Bay. Very pleasant, 60 degrees this morning. We're actually going to hit the 80 today. Whew. It's going to feel good. Response to the question, Scott, we use, normally we don't use anything, but if we're traveling or something, we use the combination of the phone and our Alexa. One of those two, if one fails, the other one never does, so it gets us up. Thanks for what you do. Have a good day, and a 2B back to that.
know, Charlie, I totally forgot about Alexa. I used to use that quite a bit myself. All right, well, thank you for checking in this morning, and, we're going to get up to like 50 here today, so yay. All right, Charles in Raleigh, North Carolina, K4RGN, good morning, Charles.
K4RGN in Raleigh, where it's 36 degrees and foggy. I wake up naturally. It seems to happen spontaneously between 5 and 5:30. Everyone have a great day. K4RGN, back to net.
All right, Charles, thanks for checking in and have a great day. Joel in East, I can't even say it. All right, Joel here in New York, KC2GRN, good morning, Joel.
Good morning, Scott and Al and Mark and everyone else on the Morning Brew. In answer to the question, I use a radio alarm clock when I need. Now that I'm retired, don't need it that often. Anyway, everybody have a great day. KC2GRN, Joel in East Yaphank, New York. Clear.
Yaphank, I got it. All right, thanks for checking in this morning. Let's try Brian in, oh my gosh, no, really, Corfu, New York. KE2FBT, good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Scott and Mark. Everybody else out in ECR land. I use Alexa because you can customize it. Give you the weather and fun history facts and whatever, a customizable news report after you tell the music to stop. And I'm in Corfu, New York. Everybody have a great day out there.
All right, I'm sorry, Corfu. I'll get these names down. I will, I promise. All right, that's the end of the text check-ins and mobile check-ins that I have so far. So let's go ahead and open it up for general check-ins. If you would like to check into the Morning Brew this morning, now's your chance. And the question of the day is, do you use an alarm clock or your phone to wake up in the morning? All right, general check-ins come now.
This is Alpha 5 Mobile. Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. Kilo 4 Golf Lima Charlie Mobile. K4GLC.
AA4 Whiskey Lima Hotel. Whiskey 5 Whiskey Lima Hotel Mobile.
Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Bravo Sierra.
Kilo Charlie 3 Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo Charlie 3 Foxtrot Golf Delta. KC7 Foxtrot Bravo November Mobile, Boca Raton, Florida. W9QJQ. CJM, Whiskey 2, Charlie Juliet Mike.
All right, let's hold it up there and let me read back who I have. We had kind of a big pile up there at the beginning. Let me see. Let me read from the bottom. We have Charles, W2CJM, Keith, W9QJQ. We have Bill, N2BH. We have Tim, VE3TGN. We have Rob, who's mobile, KC7FGN. Ray, KC3FGD. We had Bill, VA3YBS. We had Lee, Q5WLH. We had a station AA5XM. It doesn't seem to be coming through. If that sounds similar to your call sign, come back with your call sign, please.
AA4XM. And now it's morning here.
Okay, I got AA4XM, the station that was in and out. Come back with your call sign, please.
Heck for you, supposed to do this all the time, all these kids.
All right, well, let's see, we have K4CKF, but there was a station XE something. Come back with your call sign, please.
2JA, X-ray, Juliet Balsam morning, in and out.
All right, I think we got it that time. XE2JA, good morning. All right, let me pick up where I left off on the list, and that would have been Gordon, K4GLC in Richmond. And at the top of this list, we have James in Spring, Texas. Alpha Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey. Good morning, James. How are you?
Well, good morning, Scott and Mark. Thank y'all for running that this morning. Good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring Mobile in Houston for work today. Little chilly out there today, but we got a beautiful sunrise coming up over the dashboard, and it's a great day to be alive, even though I have to drive to Austin this afternoon. To the question at hand, I use my phone as an alarm clock. I used to have a standby alarm clock, and I just stopped using it because I prefer to use my phone. It's easier. I can set multiple alarms, and it just makes my life great. So with that, I'll say 7-3, hand it back to Ned. Everybody have a blessed day. Stay safe out there. This is Alpha Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile, William Honor.
All right, James. Travel safely today. Yeah, multiple alarms are good because I have to set 3. So, all right, thank you for checking in and have a great day. Gordon in Richmond, Texas, who is also mobile K4 GLC. Good morning, Gordon.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yes, I use my cell phone for my alarm clock for the same reason as James. Multiple alarms. I don't have to reset it every day, and it's always there. Back to that K4 GLC.
All right, Gordon, we got you down for phone. Let's see, let's move to Lee in Wimberley, Texas. W5 WLH. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Brew Crew. I use kind of a hybrid. I have some earbuds that help me sleep with some background noises, and they have a built-in alarm, but you set it with your phone. So I guess phone would be the correct answer here. Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, back to net control, 7-3s, everybody.
You know, that sounds like a great idea. I might have to look for those. I like that. All right, let's move on down to our next mobile station, which is Rob in Boca Raton, KC7FBN. Good morning, Rob.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Net Control and Group. Pleasure to be on the net with y'all. To answer the question, I use the phone. I used to use a clock radio, but graduated to the phone. And let's see, I guess that's it. Gonna be a beautiful day here, and I won't tie up the network too long. So 7-3 to all. KC7FBN.
All right, Rob, we've got you down for phone. Have a great day. All right, let's move on up to in Florence, Alabama, AA4XM. Good morning, Micah.
Good morning. You're doing a good job. I don't really use an alarm per se. My wife does, so then she winds up getting up first because I ignore it. So I'd have to say my wife usually wakes me up Monday through Friday. AA4XM.
All right, Micah. Yeah, I can ignore the alarm, but I can't ignore my wife. All right, thank you for checking in this morning. And let's see, we have Bill in Dunnville, Ontario, BA3YBS. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Scott and Mark and everybody on the net this morning. This is BA3YBS Bill in Cape Canaveral, Florida, where it's 67 degrees this morning. I don't usually use an alarm clock to wake up. I just naturally wake up in time for the morning brew. And on the occasions when I do need an alarm, I'll use my phone. You can, as somebody said, you can set multiple alarms. Anyway, thanks for doing the net. 7:30 to all. This is BA3YBS.
All right, Bill, we've got you down there for naturally. Did you miss us yesterday? Because it kind of threw my day off. All right, let's try Ray in Pennsylvania, KC3FGD. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Scott, and everyone on the Brew. Been retired 20 plus years, so I really don't need to get up in the morning, but when I do, I use my radio alarm. And by the way, I don't know if anyone knows this, but this is Fat Tuesday here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So I'm heading out to get 3 dozen of Fox knots here for our wood shop this morning. Look it up. Everyone have a wonderful day. Back to net control.
All right, Ray, I'm going to have to do that. All right, thanks for checking in this morning. Let's try Tim, VE3TGN. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Scott. Everybody in Brew. It's very foggy here today, and I automatically naturally wake up before the net turns on. Use alarm clock or phone or anything. I just wake up naturally. VE3TGN. And back to net control.
All right, Tim, we've got you down for waking up naturally. Let's try Bill in Palmyra, New York, into BH. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Scott, Mark, everybody. Guys doing a good job this morning. I typically use my phone, but typically I wake up before the alarm goes off, so I don't need it anyways. N2BH.
All right, Bill, we've got you down for phone. Thank you for checking in this morning. Keith in Gleason, Wisconsin, W9QJQ. Good morning, Keith.
Yeah, yesterday I got thrown off because I checked it and realized it was a holiday. So yeah, now that I'm retired, I don't know what day it is. So, but when I wasn't retired, which has only been since last May, almost a year here, I used Alexa all the time. And then sometimes I'll use Alexa if I really have to get up and do something. But I'll say since the majority of my time I did Alexas, but now I just wake up when I wake up. All right. Thank you for the good net there. You're doing a good job, Scott.
All right, Keith, thank you. And we've got you down for Alexa. Let's try Charles in New York, W2CJM. Good morning, Charles.
Scott, everybody on the Brew. Usually it would be my phone, depending upon where I'm at. Otherwise, I would use either my iPad or my phone. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, Charles, thanks for checking in this morning. We had a call sign that came through there, K4CKF or something like that. We're not totally sure on that call sign. K4CKF, can you confirm your call sign for us, please?
Yeah, that would be KR4CKF. I made a mistake. I have a technician class. My apologies.
You're fine. KR4CKF, Steven, it looks like this is your first time checking in on the Brew. Probably the first time on the net. So if you have a current email on QRZ, you should get a welcome letter. Anyhow, do you use an alarm clock or a phone to wake up in the morning? Over to you, Steven.
And supplement that with my phone so I wake up on time. KR4CKF 730. Thanks, everybody. Good morning.
All right, Steven, we've got you down for phone. Thank you for checking in and check in again tomorrow. We had Omar who was in and out, so let me read back some of these that I have via the text line. First of all, we have Randy, W2RBC. We have Dick, WB2JBQ. Good morning, Dick. We have Terry in Austin. We have Bob in Leesburg, Florida. Charles in Syracuse, New York. Tim in Columbia, South Carolina. We have Anna in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Elmer in Allen Park, Michigan. We have Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. We have Mike in Sebring, Florida. Jason in Richmond, Minnesota. Kenneth in the Villages. Well, let's go ahead and call for some more check-ins. If you would like to check into this morning's Morning Brew, now's your chance. We need your call sign twice, slowly and phonetically. Call now.
November 8th, Whiskey Juliet Lima. November 8th, Whiskey Juliet Lima. KJ5MEL, Kilo Juliet 5, Mike Echo Lima. Jose, today in Raleigh, North Carolina. Juliet Mike, PJM, K4PJM, in and out. Golf Hotel Romeo, with Alpha Golf Hotel Romeo. Whiskey, Juliet Bayou, Victor Echo 2, Victor Alpha Whiskey. November 3, Tango Juliet Kilo, N3 TJK, 10 in Pasadena, Maryland, in and out. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet, VA3, KPJ, in and out.
Alright, let me go ahead and Alright, I think we got it here. Last station, WA2, can you come back with your call sign? WA2 only, please. WA2 SUM, Sierra United Mike. Alright, Ronald, we got it. WA2 SUN. Now we had a station out there. It was at VE3TF. KTJ. Is that correct or something close to that?
Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet. 진성.
All right, we have Jensen in and out. Okay, Lynn, we had Tim in and out in 3TJK. We have Renee, VE2VAW. We have Brian, W5GHR. We have James, KB4BJM. I just want to confirm that call sign. James, is that your call sign?
I think it's K4PJM, Kilo for Papa Juliet Mike.
Alright, we got it that time, Perry. K4PJM in and out. We have Jose in Austin, Texas, KJ5MEL. And Jay in Detroit, Michigan, NAWJL. Alright, let's go up to the top of the list of the check-ins here, and we have Kenneth in the Villages, AB4 4KT. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to everybody. This is AB4KT. Well, I'm retired, so I rarely need to get up with an alarm. But like last weekend for hamcation, I used my phone. Everybody have a great day, 7-3.
Alright, Kenneth, thank you for checking in this morning. Jason, Richmond, Minnesota, N0JMB. Good morning, Jason.
Well, good morning, everybody. I wasn't sure I got checked in. I did the text check-in, and then I put mobile after my call sign. But you must have got it, because I didn't check in any other way. So, I actually drive Uber for about the last 4 years, so I just get up whenever the external clock says to do so. So I'm out here now already. Been out since about 4:30 this morning. And, yeah, so very rarely do I use an alarm clock. However, if I have to, it is my phone, like most people. And like a lot of people I've heard, I thought it was only me, but I tend to also wake up about 2 minutes before my alarm was to go off anyway. So have a good one, everybody. 73 from N0JMB.
Alright, Jason, we have you down for waking up naturally. Drive safely today. And yeah, you know, I don't think when you text your call sign in, adding mobile, it doesn't mark you as mobile. So, just something to think about. Alright, Mike in Sebring, Florida, KB2UDB. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Scott and the Brew crew, and everybody in the Zoom room. 59 degrees on here at Sebring, Florida. Going to get up to 80. Can't wait for that to happen. Answer your question. The last job I worked at was for 33 years, so I end up having my own internal clock to wake me up every morning. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm usually in bed by 10 o'clock at night, so I don't use a phone and I don't use an alarm clock. I'm always up right and early. Sometimes I beat the roosters up. So with that, everybody have a good day. Take care. Watch the weather, and we'll talk to you later. You be back to that.
Alright, Mike, we've got you down for waking up naturally. Thanks for checking in this morning. Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan, N8ZFH. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Scott, Mark, and the crew. And this morning we're in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I use my phone to wake up. I hope Mike is listening from Lidditz. We were in Lidditz yesterday. It's a beautiful town, bigger than I thought, very quaint. Please check me in and out, and Exhibit H, back to net.
Alright, Gary, we've got you checked in. Well, using your phone. Scott in 7SGP, and I don't think Mike from Legacy checked in just yet. All right, let's try Elmer in Allen Park, Michigan, KB5NJU. Good morning, Elmer.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is KB5NJU. Put me down for a yes. And by the way, if you do a text check-in and do /M to indicate your mobile, that doesn't work either. You get a message back that says invalid request. I tried it last week just to see if it would work. 7-3 off KB5NJU mobile.
Yeah, you have to just use your call sign. There's no way to parse out the other stuff yet. So just the call sign, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. All right. Thank you for checking in this morning and drive safely. Anna in Beaver, Pennsylvania, TD3HAN. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning, Scott. Everyone else on the crew this morning. I do not use an alarm. I just get up when I have to. Everyone have a great day. KB3HAN.
All right, Anna, we've got you down for waking up naturally. In Columbia, South Carolina, KQ4EFY. Good morning, Tim. How are you today?
Thank you, Scott. This is Tim, KQ4EFY in Columbia, South Carolina. And when I use an alarm, I set an alarm clock. Back to net control.
You know, I always liked having an alarm clock too, but you know, that alarm really was annoying. I guess that's why it works. So, all right, well, let's move on down to Charles in Syracuse, New York, KDYUY. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Scott, Mark, and everybody else listening in on the Brew. I don't own an alarm clock. So if it's important, I'll set the alarm clock on the phone. That being said, majority of the time, it's my dogs. My dogs are the ones that wake me up in the morning. They were a little late this morning. It was 7:05 this morning. Usually it's about 6:30. 73 all back to net control, KD2YUY.
All right, Charles, we've got you down for the furry alarm clock. Try Bob in Leesburg, Florida, W3ICQ.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Mark, and everybody on the crew. No alarms for me. I get up when I wake up. Back to you, W3ICQ.
All right, Bob, we've got you down for naturally. Terry in Austin, Texas, N5 RTC. Good morning, Terry.
Morning, Scott. Mark on the logs and the other morning brewers. I don't normally set an alarm. You know, Mother Nature gives me a gentle shove each morning to get me up. If I do have to set an alarm because I've got something early, I set the alarm on my iPad. Back to net control, N5 RTC.
All right, Terry, we got you down for naturally or iPad. Sounds like your allergies are acting up. All right, let's go to the Godfather in Eden, New York, WB2JPQ. Good morning, Dick.
Well, good morning again, Scott. Boy, I thought Terry did sound like the Godfather this morning with that deep voice. Put me down for my cell phone. Like most, I have an alarm clock. I thinking about it this morning. I couldn't tell you the last time I set it. Probably wouldn't remember how to set it. So, cell phone for me, and hope to see everybody tonight on the TechNet at 8 o'clock East Coast time. Roger and I and Vicky will be here, so come with a question and we'll have a good discussion. Thank you. Great job, Scott. This is WBTJPQ.
All right. Thanks for checking in this morning. And let's try Randy in West Seneca, New York. W2RC. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Scott, and everyone on the Morning Brew. I normally wake up on my own, but I still have my Alexa set to make sure I don't oversleep. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Yeah, Randy, I always like to have backups on backups, too. All right, thank you for checking in this morning. Let's move on down to Jay in Detroit, Michigan, N8 WJL. Good morning, Jay.
Scott and everyone on the Brew. I wake up, I'm retired, so I wake up naturally, and if I have something to do, I do set my Alexis to wake me up. Back to you, Sister NHWL in Detroit.
All right, Jay, we've got you down with Alexa. Have a great day. Jose in Austin, Texas, KJ5MEL. Good morning, Jose.
Good morning. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina today, but I'll be going back to Austin tomorrow. And for sure, I have an early flight, so I'll be using my phone as an alarm tomorrow morning. Occasionally I do, most of the time I don't need it. Have a great day, everybody. 73.
All right, Jose, we've got you down with the phone. Thank you for checking in and have a great day. Brian in Katy, Texas, W5G8.
Good morning, Brew Crew. When I set my watch on vibrate and wake up using it, so I have the illusion of not also waking up my wife, even though I know she probably wakes up anytime I get out of bed and in the morning. Back to you, net control. This is Brian, W5GHR.
All right, Brian, we've got you down with your watch. Thanks for checking in this morning. Let's try Renee in Granby, Canada, PE2VAW. Good morning, Renee.
Good morning, Scott. I think good. It's cloudy with 0 degrees Celsius this morning. The cold time is past now. It's really good. After 7:01, I don't need to wake up early in the morning. Sometime if I need to wake up, I take my phone and I program it. That's it. Thank you for giving me the mic, and happy week. BW, Rennie at Grimby, the sound of the big two.
All right, Renee, we've got you down there for you. Thank you for checking in this morning. Let's try Ronald in, we have a mobile station, Vern in Waterdown, VA3CRS. Good morning, Vern.
Good morning. Thanks for picking me up. Vern here in Waterdown. Out for a walk?
It's a very pleasant 34 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take that. And the snow is slowly melting. So we're hoping that's a trend that keeps up. In terms of the question of the day, I'm usually woken up by my bladder. So let's say naturally, and in a pinch, if I need to get up early, I'll set the alarm on my watch, or sometimes we have a clock radio that will set the alarm on. Thank you for doing it, Scott and Mark. Hope everyone has a great day. BA3 CRS.
All right, Vern, we got you down for that internal alarm clock, shall we say. Let's try Ronald in Groton, New York. WA2SUM. Good morning, Ronald. Well, let's try Ronald one more time. WA2SUM. Good morning. All right, well, let's go ahead and see who we have on the text line here. Let's see. First of all, we have in League City, KA5GSS. We have Jeff, KE8SMN. We have Bob, KQ8U. We have Bill, KI5PMI. We have Vicky, KE8VKY. Good morning, Vicky. We have Norm, NY1US. Good morning, Norm. Glenn, N3LLY. Good morning, Glenn. And I have Gil, K4GDS. Good morning. Sal, W2SAL. And we have Bob, KC2JZE. Well, let's go ahead and call for some more check-ins before we turn it over to Bill here. So if you'd like to check, you need your call sign twice. Slowly. Go ahead.
This is KA4JAZ, Kilo Alpha 4, Juliet Alpha Zulu.
Kilo Romeo, 4 Juliet Romeo Zulu, KO4 JRZ in and out.
Papa Lima.
Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey Mobile.
Kilo 5 Yankee November Uniform, K5 1U Mobile.
Whiskey 5 India Zulu Echo. Whiskey 5 India Zulu Echo.
All right, let's hold it up there, and I'll read back who I got there. We have Captain, looks like you're new to the system, W5IZE. We had Florin, K5YNU, who is in and out. We had a couple of stations we didn't quite catch here. We have one that sounded like AEHCW. If that sounds like your call sign, please come back and correct your call sign and let us know. Just you, please.
KE222V, Kilo Delta 2, Quebec, Quebec, Victor. Checking in.
Alright, we've got as KD2QQV. We had another station, all we got was PL. So if you have a PL in your call sign, come back now with your full call sign. Twice, slowly and phonetically. Twice and slowly.
This is Kilo Bravo 8 Papa Lima Victor KD8 PLV Chris. Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey Mobile.
Kilo Echo 8 Bravo Whiskey. confirm that.
Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey 88 CPW Joe and Canton Mobile.
All right, Joe, we got you on the bottom of the list there. We got you as mobile. Okay. Let's see. We had KR4JRZ who was in and out. It looks like Tucker is new to the system. We have Alton in Midlothian, Virginia, KA4JZ, and that's the top of the list, and it's the top of the hour. This is Scott N7FTP. Now I'm going to turn it over to Al, KACAC. Good morning, Al, and everybody have a great day.
Well, good morning, Scott. Thank you. Did a great job this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's Al, KABAC, along with Mark, KE2EDS, logging for me, steering me in the right direction. We just went over everything that was out there. We're going to get some mobile stations. I see a couple of them on here before we get going. Looks like the question of the day is, do you use an alarm clock or your phone to wake up in the morning? I personally use this new one that I got recently. I got to figure out how to turn the alarm down on that just a little bit. It just about sends me through the roof when it goes off in the morning. Let's get our mobile stations. I see Vicky's out there driving around KE8VKY. Good morning, Miss Vicky.
Morning, yeah, I set an alarm every morning. But to be fair, I set 2 alarms. One to get up, take my coffee, and I go back to bed for an hour, and then waking up is easy. KE8VKY.
Yeah, 2 alarms isn't a bad idea, especially when you have critters snuggling and everything else, so I don't blame you. All right, have a good day, Vicky. Let's go to KE8CBW, Joe in Canton, or Ypsilanti, wherever he is. Sounds like he's in Canton. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. This is Joe, KE8. We're in Canton getting breakfast this morning. It's a rainy, kind of a misty day out here, a lot of dew in the air. But it's going to be warm. I think we got 60s coming up here towards the end of the week. That's hard to believe in February. I got a feeling that Mother Nature is going to kick us in the rear end, though, and let us know that we're not going to get away from it that easy. But I tell you what, I'm taking advantage of this. Since we went through that polar freeze there for a while, oh my gosh, this is like summertime. I'm in just a light sweater this morning. So anyway, not a whole lot going on here in Ypsilanti this morning. Just going to go back and finish my breakfast and probably play some radio today. So back to net control. Thanks for letting me in. From Joe, KE8CBW Mobile. So before I let you go, the question of the day is, do you wake up with an alarm clock or with your phone or some other way? Well, since I retired, I don't use an alarm clock. And I didn't too often anyway. I have an internal alarm that goes off, so I'm pretty fortunate on that. I used to have a guard company, and I had to do that. I had to wake myself up. So I've learned how to do that in an early age, and it stuck with me. So to answer the question, no alarm clocks in my house going off, not even on my phone. All righty, thank you, Joe. Actually, N5, YNU, Florin over in Conroe. Good morning.
Good morning, Al. Everyone on the Morning Brew crew. I use my phone and my watch. They're both on vibration. It does a good job. If I don't hear the phone, the watch will wake me up. Back to the net control, everyone. Have a blessed day. K5YNU Mobile.
All right, thank you, Florin. Be careful out there. Have a great day, sir. All right, that takes care of our mobile. Let's jump all the way up to the top and go to KC2JZG, Bob in Hamburg. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning to everyone out there in that. On the rare occasion when we have to be awakened by means without waking up normally, set on the clock radio. Back to that. Have a great day, everyone. KC2JZ.
righty, we got you. Have a great day. Be careful out there. Let's go to W2SAL, Sale, and Cheektowaga. Hello, Sale.
Good morning, Neil. I think I'm going to call this suspense theater that I've been sitting here and you kept flying around me, and I wanted to say hello to Scott this morning and thank him for everything he did. As far as an alarm clock goes, I can set one, but usually I'm up about 5 minutes beforehand. And you guys have a great day. It's a balmy 38 degrees here in downtown Cheektowaga with pea soup fog as far as you can see. So if you're out locally, be careful driving. W2SAL, back to net control.
All righty, thanks, Sale. Yeah, and Joe there over in Canton, he said it right. We're going to get up into the mid-60s, and oh boy, that's going to be fun. A lot of fog at home last night, and a lot of deer running around in the fog, so it was kind of crazy in this area. Let's put a Gil in Orlando, K4 GDS. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, Al. Mark, everyone on the Brew. I use my phone and on weekdays, and then on weekends I turn it off and wake up anyway, so I'm not quite sure why I use it during the week. Maybe it's a safety net. K4 GDS, back to net.
All righty, thank you, Gil. And yeah, I tend to wake up 10 to 15 minutes before the phone goes off most of the time. Let's go to N3LLY, Glenn in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Good morning.
Good morning. I guess you have to put me in the other category. Every day my wife sets her alarm at for 5:20 a.m. and when she gets up, I get up. Go figure. Anyway, back to you, Ned. And 7-3, everybody from N3LLY.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Have a great day. How about Norm in South Wales, New York, NY1US? Good morning, Norm.
Yeah, good morning, Al and Mark and everybody. The Brew crew this morning, and yeah, it's 38 here, and not quite so foggy, but still got a lot of snow on my yard, so it better start melting away. That's for sure. So anyway, I used to work at a place where I had to be at work at 5:30 in the morning, and my intern got me up for that, and since I've retired, it gets me up in time for the morning brew, so we're glad about that, and back to you, Al, and my NY1US, back to that.
All right, thank you, Norm. Have a great day. Let's go to Bill in Hobbs, New Mexico, KI5PMI. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Al, everybody on the Brew. Yes, I use my cell phone for my alarm clock and have done that for years. Been reliable so far. So, yes, I do use an alarm clock. It is my cell phone. Hope everybody has a good day. KI5PMI, back to net.
All right, thank you, Bill. Have a great day, sir. Let's go over to E-Course, KQ8U. Hello, Bob.
Alan, Mark, and everybody on the net, I haven't used an alarm clock in 20 years. I always wake up before we go off. I don't even set it. Have a good day. KQ8U.
All right, thank you, Bob. Have a good day, sir. Let's go to KE8SMN, Jeff in Rochester Hills. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Al. Everyone on the Brew. This is KE8SMN. Normally don't set an alarm, but if I have to, it's always my phone. KE8SMN.
All righty. Yeah, the fewer times we have to actually set an alarm, the better. But we got you down. Have a great day. Let's go to KA5 GSS, Shane in League City, Texas. Hello, Shane.
This is K85GSS. As for the question, I normally set an alarm clock, but I never make it to it when it happens. I'm always up before it. Just get enough sleep. Anyway, everybody have a great day. K85GSS, back to net control. Y'all take care.
All right. Have a great day. Let's go to KA4JAZ Alton in Midlothian, Virginia. Good morning.
Everyone in the net control and everyone on the Brew crew. I'll be honest with you, after 25 years in the Army, I just wake up 5:20, 5:30 every morning. I can't help it. So no, I don't use my phone, don't use an alarm clock. Internal muscle memory, brain memory, but I'm up. So, everyone have a beautiful day. Good job on control. Back to net.
Sir, much appreciated. Yeah, after 35 years waking up at 5 a.m. going to afternoon shifts, boy, I tell you what, yeah, I've been on that for 9 years. It's screwed up. I can sleep in a little more these days. Let's go to Novi, KB8PLB. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Put me down for using the phone for an alarm clock. Set it at 7 o'clock, but the body has muscle memory of 6 o'clock, so it's kind of 1 hour snooze of either getting things done and reminding me at 7 o'clock I got to get serious. Hope everyone has a great day ahead. This is KB8POV. Back to net.
All righty, thanks, Chris. Have a great day. Let's go to KD2, QQV, Donald, Ellenville, New York. Hello, Donald.
Hello, KD2, QQV here in the Empire State. And what I like is I usually use a computer, believe it or not. I work with computers. That's what I do. So I just set my computer at 5:30, 4, whatever I want. But usually, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it just does its thing, and then that's it. I have that opportunity at the moment. I'm in a position where I'm not in the like in a field or anything where I need to be waking up like that. So yeah, definitely. But the weather here is going to be wet all week, and there's a big cloud over the northeast. It's horrible. So it's a gloomy. It's like a glowing week here in Empire State where I'm at. All right, KD2QQV, back to net.
All righty, thanks, Donald. Have a great day. Computer. We had a W5IZE. Accurate? W5IZE shows Catherine in Georgetown, Texas. Accurate call sign?
Yes, it is. This is W5IZE in Georgetown, Texas, and I use my phone when I have to, just because I don't have to get up except 1 day a week. Anyway, back to you, W5IZE.
Oh, all righty. Thank you, Catherine. And I see you're new to the system. Thanks for checking in this morning. Don't be if you are new to the East Coast Reflector, any of the nets, and you show up on the nets, you will automatically receive a welcome letter from the East Coast Reflector team if you have a valid email in QRZ. And don't be a stranger, Catherine. Check in often. Thanks for coming in this morning. KC1 and QPL, John in South St. Paul.
Good morning to you, and good morning everyone on the Brew crew.
I don't use an alarm clock. I seldom make appointments for early in the morning, so I don't have to get up at any given time. And thanks for having me. Nice to hear you. KC12 Bill, back to you, sir.
All right, thanks, John. I don't blame you. Schedule that stuff when you don't have to wake up early. Looks like we had text check-ins, KO4QMM, Roger, down in Umatilla. We had WA8, CLG, Doug at Home Sassa. We had KF0, MH10, Bill, East Bethel, Minnesota. And W8WHK, Bill in North Fort Myers, Florida. We also had W4RHC, Ariel in Alachua. We better get to Ariel, because if I know him, he's on the road. Question of the day, do you use an alarm clock or your phone, or what method do you use to wake up in the morning? W4RHC, good morning, Ariel.
In the bedroom. I did have a tank off for a while, but this is way better. You can talk to it, set up your alarm, cancel alarm. It makes it so much easier. They're not really that expensive. My wife has Alexa, and I have Google, because you use iPhone and I use Android. But it's the best thing ever. One of these days I just want to throw it away out the window, but that's going to be 5 more years from now, I think. All right, take care, everybody. 73 from Whiskey 4, Romeo 3rd Charlie, Orlando, Florida.
All right, thank you, Ariel. Yeah, I look forward to the day where I can alarm clock out the window, too. All righty, let's just go down through this list of text check-ins, and then we'll start over again. WHK, Bill in North Fort Myers, good morning.
Oh, good morning. It's 50 degrees and sunny here in Southwest Florida. To answer the question, I 99% of the time naturally, and I use Alexa for an alarm clock when I need it, but that's rare, so we'll say naturally. Okay, back to you. This is WHK, 73s everyone, and back to net control.
All righty, thanks, Bill. Have a great day, sir. Let's go to KF0MH10, Bill in East Bethel. Good morning.
I do not use an alarm clock. I have an internal clock. I think it might be from the military and all those years. And also working. But since I retired, I do not use one. Anyways, everybody, have a great day. You too as well, Al. And this is KF0MH10. I'll be clear.
Thanks, Bill. Have a great day. Let's go to Doug in Homosassa. WA8CLG. Good morning, Doug.
This is WA8CLG. Good morning, everybody. And I do not use an alarm clock, normally anyway. My biological clock seems to get me up same time just about every day. And even if I got to get up early, I just sort of set my mind to getting up early, and I get up early. And with that, that's my alarming story for today. Everybody have a good one. Back to you, Al.
All righty, thanks, Doug. And yes, the setting your internal alarm is a real thing. I've used that often, but I don't trust it, so I also set it on. Let's go to Roger, KO4QMM in Umatilla, one of our net controllers. Come on, Roger.
Good morning, Al, Vicky, and the Brew crew. You can put me down for no alarm clock. No alarm clock. And it's going to be a pretty nice day here. I better get my bike plugged in and see what the day brings, Al. Thanks for having some fun this morning. KO4QMM clear.
All righty, thank you, Roger. Have a great day. I hope to see the Roger cam in the Zoom room here. Looks like we got N5GI Rick in the Villages, Florida, and W5MHG Mark in Albuquerque, New Mexico, along with Gracie. Let's get list. Anybody, anywhere, check-ins, company call signs twice and slowly.
And 105 India Tango Tango. T-Mobile Internet this morning.
Echo Tango Golf. It's Dave.
Kilo 5 Charlie Zulu activate KC5CZX.
Golf Kilo 4 Delta India Yankee. Kilo 4 India Yankee.
Kilo Charlie 2 Juliet India Bravo.
KC2 Kilo Charlie 2 Uniform Victor Quebec.
Kilo Alpha 5 Alpha Uniform Delta.
Mobile.
November Whiskey 3 United States WQHT.
Kilo 32 Kilo Hotel Tango.
November 8 Hotel Lima November NHH Helen.
Well, if that wasn't a hot mess. All right, let me tell you who we got here, because I know there's a lot of them that were doubling and tripling on the way through. We had NAHLN Mike in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. We had W2EM Lancaster, New York. Well, he's down in Florida, actually. We had KC2 UVQ Phil, Valley Stream, New York. KC2 DIB James, Galanda, New York. We had KK4 DIY Gene in Homosassa, Florida. KC5 CZX Daryl in Lubbock, Texas. We had WB5 ITT Chris in Beaumont, Texas. Okay, now something straightened out here. Who was checking in on the Grand Rapids repeater? Just that person checking in on the Grand Rapids repeater. Come to your call sign twice and slowly.
KQ4 GNZ. KQ4 GNZ.
I also checked in on November 3 Mike Delta Charlie. November 3 Mike Delta Charlie.
Echo 8 Bravo Zulu Mike. Kilo Echo 8 Bravo Zulu Mike. Okay, we got K8BZM, William in Detroit. We got N3MDC Michael, Winston-Salem, New York. And that KQ4ZNZ John in Wyoming. That's who I was looking for. I heard you coming through there, and I saw that Grand Rapids repeater. I figured that might be somebody over there. We also had a KC4, it sounded like, if you can come back with your call sign twice and slowly, we're not sure that was the right call sign.
Tango Golf.
Kilo Romeo 3 Juliet Romeo 0 Sultan Mobile.
All right, we got you. That Echo Tango Golf Station, by the way, we don't have your call sign either. Come back with that twice and slowly. Give it a pause before you start talking. You yourself off there. Let's get you in there, too.
Kilo Echo 4 Echo Tango Golf.
By golly, we got you that time. Okay, we're still looking for that KC4 station. That KC4 station, if you call sign twice and slowly, we'll get you in there.
Kilo Romeo 4 Juliet Romeo 0 KO4 CLC Sultan and Mobile.
That's KR4 Juliet Romeo Zulu, correct? That's Tucker in Florence, Alabama, is that correct?
Definitely correct.
All right, perfect. You're into the system too. All right, well, let's go down this list. Okay, guys, do you use an alarm clock or your phone or Alexa or computer or your watch or whatever? How do you wake up in the morning? And talking things how you are short time, let's go to you, KR4JRZ. Good morning.
Yes, I do use an alarm. Every morning, a couple thousand of them. Killer on the floor, so it runs too quickly.
All right, thanks for checking in. Don't be a stranger. We're here every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for checking in this morning. Let's jump all the way up to the list and visit Mark in Albuquerque, New Mexico, W5MHG. Good morning, Mark.
Well, good morning, W5MHG. Greasy says, Bob, what do you got today? With 52 degrees in the backyard, I use my wife's smartwatch, the Apple Watch. It wakes me up. Thanks so much for doing the do. We appreciate Vicky putting up with us. W5 from the land of enchantment, and we enjoy that text line, 73.
Thank you, Mark. Give Gracie a couple extra sprinkles for me, if you would, please, sir. Let's go to N5GI, Rick in the village of Florida. Good morning, Rick.
Hi, down here in the free state of Florida, saying good morning to everybody on the Brew crew. It's a lovely day, clear blue skies and about 56 degrees at the moment, warming up to the 70s. As for the question of the day, no, we do not use an alarm clock of any type. That's the one nice thing of being retired. Back to net, N5GI.
All righty, thank you, Rick. Have a great day. It's a good way to go. Let's go to Beaumont, Texas, WD5IGT. Good morning, Chris. WB5IGT, Chris, were you in and out? All right, here, nothing yet. We think maybe he was in and out. Let's go to KD4ETG, David in Atwood, Tennessee. Good morning. KD4ETG, you with us?
KD6SUV.
All right, here, nothing from David in Atwood, Tennessee. Let's go to KC5, CZX, Daryl, Lubbock, Texas. Good morning, Daryl.
Well, good morning to everybody on the Brew. And I guess since I work such oddball hours, I really can't trust my body clock, so I use my phone alarm, if that answers your question. So back to that, KC5CZX.
All right, thank you, Daryl. Got you for a phone. Have a great day, sir. Let's go to Gene in Homosassa, KK4DIY. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, KK4DIY, Gene in Homosassa, and I use an alarm clock to get up in the morning. I set it on my phone, otherwise I would sleep all day long. Thanks a lot, KK4DIY.
Man, I need one of those days where I just sleep all day. I haven't had one of those in years. Oh, Already, this is Al, KABAC, along with Mark, KE2EDS, logging for me, making sense of things. Let's go to KC2, JIB, James in Gowanda, New York. Morning.
Good morning, Alan. Good morning. I use a 30-some-odd year old clock radio. Nothing else will wake me up. Just in case you say I need back to that.
You know, I got one of those. I don't even know if it still works. We've had it since we've been married. Let's go to KC2, UVQ, Phil in Valley Stream, New York. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. I do not use an alarm clock. That's you. This is KC2, UVQ.
All right, thank you, Phil. Have a great day. Let's go to Chuck, WQEM, still down there in Florida. Hello, Chuck.
Why, good morning, Alan, and the rest of the Brew crew here. Beautiful day down here in Florida. No, I do not use an alarm clock. When I retired, so did my alarm clock. So you can put me down for a no. You have a great day, everyone. Back to Net Control, WQEM, in Lake Placid, Florida.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Have a great day, sir. Enjoy it down there. Let's go to NW3U, David in Garner, North Carolina. Good morning, David.
Well, good morning to you and everybody on the Morning Brew. NW3U here. And for the question of the day, being retired also, I do not use an alarm clock. Only in very, very rare instance where I got a ham public service that gets me up early in the morning. Say no to that question. Good morning, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. NW3U.
All right, thank you, David. Have a great day. Let's go to N8HLN, Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning, Al, and everyone on the crew. Where it's 34 degrees this morning here with a cloudy sky. And after 16 years of waking to an alarm clock, I no longer listen to its melodic chimes in the morning to wake me up. So, no, I do not. 73 long and 18 going.
All right, that's perfect. Have a great day. Let's jump to KQ4, ZNZ, John over there in Wyoming. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. No, I do not use an alarm clock, but I do have this mean old lady that'll yell in my ear if I sleep in too late. Back to you, back to the net, KQ4, ZNZ.
All right, well, we switched it from clock to wife. I understand that. John, have a good day. Be careful over there on the west side of the state. Let's go to N3MDC Michael in Winston-Salem, which I cannot pronounce this early in the morning without adequate caffeine. Good morning, Michael.
Well, good morning, Al. Everyone that well. Al, I used to have an alarm clock, but I don't anymore. After 14 years of school, I don't even have an alarm clock anymore. But I'm gonna tell you something. After one, it sounded like it sounded like a chainsaw. It was my alarm clock, and boy, it was loud. But the only alarm clock I have now is my dog. So Luca is now my alarm clock. And now, like everybody here on the Brew crew, thank you for the prayers. My Aunt Diane is no longer in the hospital anymore. She's been moved to a rehab center. So she's doing better. So thank you for all the prayers. It's NDC. Back to you, Al.
All right, thank you, Michael, about that. Good to hear about that. Hopefully she continues to get better, and we'll still keep her in our thoughts and prayers. Let's go to KE8 BZM, William in Detroit. Good morning.
Hey, Kilo SO8, Bravo Zulu Mike, Bill, Detroit. No alarm clock usually. If I need to get up, usually just pop up, and if need be, use the cell phone, the alarm clock on the cell phone. Kilo SO8, Bravo Zulu Mike.
All right, thank you, Bill. Thanks for checking in this morning. Don't be a stranger, sir. Appreciate you coming in here. Well, it looks like we got a whole bunch of text check-ins. Let's go over them. If I can get my, there we go. We had KD9YUZ Jimmy over in Wakarusa, AA0UU, Ken in Council Bluffs, Iowa. KFA DJQ Kevin in Bowling Green, Ohio. We had KR4 CKC Bill in the Villages, Florida. NW4Q Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Our aeronautical net controller N1 CBM Carlos in Hollywood, Florida. And K2CMT Mike DeBerry, one of our team members. Mike, all kinds of pictures of you on Facebook yesterday. I enjoyed those. K6AAN Mike in Valley.
N1YKT, N1YKT.
Kilo, Golf 5, Uniform, Foxtrot Romeo, KG5, UFR.
Quebec 4, Uniform, Echo India, Quebec 4, Uniform, Echo India.
Romeo, X-ray Echo, in and out.
Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta. Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta.
Kilo Charlie 5, Lima Delta X-ray, Bravo, in and out. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-ray, Bravo, in and out. Good morning.
Kilo Romeo 4, Juliet Charlie Mike. R4, JCM.
WACPG, Whiskey 8, Bravo, Papa, Delta.
KFA, DIC, KFA, Detroit Drum City.
82 IWN, 82 IWN.
November 1, Whiskey Echo Bravo N1 WEP.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, that digital bridge station that was just trying to get in, that is not coming through. We did not hear anything at all. Just a little bit of broken syllables there. I don't know if you want to try again or try a different method, but why don't you try to come with your call sign one more time?
Kilo Alpha 5, Uniform Lima Echo. Kilo Alpha 5, Uniform Lima Echo.
By golly, we got you that time. KI5ULE, Ralph in San Angelo, Texas. We had N1 WEB Webb in Collierville, KD2 IWN Tim in Hamburg. We had KF8 Detroit Rock City, Jack over in Rochester. W8 BPD Brian, Warren, Michigan. We had KR4 JCM John in Hawthorne, Florida. We had KJ5DXB Frank in Sugarland. He was in and out. KA5 PUD Paul, Montgomery, Texas. KO4RXE Wendell. Now, there's a couple of them here that we might not have actually gotten. We did get KG5UFR Jacob in Farmers Branch, Texas, and we got N1YKT Johnny over in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. There was a KQ4 station. That KQ4 station, can you come back with your call sign twice and slowly, please?
Kilo Quebec 4, Uniform Echo India, Kilo Quebec 4, Uniform Echo India, Jason, Greensboro, North Carolina, net control.
All right, we got Jason loud and clear that time. All right, after all that, who do we miss? Because I know there's a couple of doubles in there. If we didn't call your name and you tried to just check in, come with your call signs twice and slowly.
Lima Alpha Victor,
Charlie 3 Lima Alpha Victor.
That St. Ignace station, come back to the call sign one more time, please.
Kilo Bravo 7 Oscar Lima Delta.
Got Theodore in St. Ignace, Michigan. You go by Theodore or Ted? So we got you in there anyway. You're trapped now. All right, let's see. Let's jump up all the way to the top here. We got a good, solid list here. This is Al, KAPAC, along with Mark, KDTS. He's got better ears than me, that's for sure. Question of the day, folks. Do you use an alarm clock or your phone to wake you up in the morning? Or what method do you use? We've got wives, pets, naturally, Alexa, you name it. Let's go to KC2, JPQ, Frank in Lancaster. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Al. Excuse me. Good morning, Al and Mark and everybody listening to the Brew. I use Echo Dot to wake me up in the morning, but I very rarely hear it go off. I'm usually up before that. And like Sal was saying, we got nothing but pea soup over here with the fog, but it's going to be a nice warm day. So everybody have a great day. I'll send it back to the net, KC2JPQ.
All righty, thank you, Frank. Yep, that fog was here last night. Just rough. Let's go to KJ5, LJJ. Greg in Purvis, Mississippi. Hello, Greg.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Although I am retired, sometimes I use get up, but I only get up early to be a part of the morning. Other than that, I don't get up early. I sleep late. I sure do. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, thanks, Greg. Have a great day. Let's go to Sacramento, California, N6 QDY. Hello, David.
Hey, good morning now, Mark and Brew. Put me down for naturally. I think that's what it says on there. Yeah, you're using that. Naturally. Hey, have a great day, and thanks to you and the team for what you do. Back to Net Control, N6 QDY.
And crew, this is preliminary for 1 RIX Romeo Indigo X-Ray 415. I had some basic questions. I'm about to get my level 1, and I don't know. I just wanted to say hi.
We are in the middle of a net, sir, and you're going to have to wait until we take checks to wrap it up before we do any questions. I'd appreciate that. Let's go to K6AAN, Mike in Valley Springs, California.
Well, good morning now, everybody on the Brew Crew. That's affirmative on the alarm clock. Old habits die hard, man. You guys all have a great day. This is K6AAN.
All right, thanks. Have a great day. Let's go to Mike down in DeBerry, Florida, K2CMT. Hello, Mr. Mike, one of our team members here.
Good morning, Al, and everyone else on the net. The only time I use an alarm clock is for special events like doctor's appointments or golf matches. Other than that, I let Mother Nature take its course. Sometimes it's 9 or 10 o'clock, sometimes it's noon. Everyone have a great net. This is K2CMT.
Thank you, Mike. Have a great day. Let's go to our Carlos in Hollywood, Florida, N1CB CBM. Hello, Carlos.
5.4. Morning, Al, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. It's a beautiful morning down here in Hollywood, 66, clear skies, bright sun up there, and it's a beautiful day to go to the beach. Although, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But, well, we'll see how it goes. For me, if I have to wake up before 5 a.m., I usually use an alarm clock, which is my phone. But if I have to wake up after that, I don't use an alarm clock. I'm up around 5 a.m. anyways. Back to you, Al, N1CBM. Everyone, have a great day.
All right, thank you, Carlos. Have a wonderful day, sir. Let's go to NW4Q, Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hello, Jim.
The clock, but just to be sure, when I need to be sure, it's the phone. Thank you.
All right, Jim, have a great day down there in Tennessee. Let's go to KR4, CKC, Bill in the Villages, Florida. Hello, Bill.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew. Since I'm retired, no, I don't use an alarm clock. But on the other hand, my wife, who is not retired quite yet, does. But for me, I do not use an alarm clock. KR4, CKC, you'll have a great day.
Thank you, Bill. Have a great day yourself, sir. About AA0UU, Ken in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Al and Mark in the back room there. Thanks for taking the net this morning. And good morning to Chuck down there in Lake Placid, Florida. Yeah, I'm actually down here in Florida during the winter months, and Chuck that checked in earlier is just down the road from me. I live up here in Sebring. So anyway, back to the question. I do use an alarm. I'm almost always awake before it goes off, but I got 2 alarms set. One just before the Brew Crew starts, and one just before our local health and welfare net starts down here in the Highlands County area of Florida. 7-3s, everyone. Have a oh, and it's on my phone. Everyone have a great day. This is AA0UU, back to net.
All righty, thank you, Ken. Yeah, I think I'm racked up to about 3 alarms on my phone that go off different times of the day to remind me to do things like, I don't know, go to work. So, have a great day. Let's jump down to Wauwatosa, Indiana, KD9YUZ. Hello, Jimmy.
Good morning, Al, and everybody on the Brew Crew there. No, I've been retired for 5 years. I have no need for an alarm, but I do have a little doggy that gets me up every morning at 4 o'clock. You can set your watch by it. So that's what I use. Everybody have a great, blessed day. KD9YUZ.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. Have a great day. Hey, it was good hearing you on the 40B Saturday morning. It's been a while since I've heard you check in. Have a great day, Jim. KF8 DJQ, Kevin in Bowling Green, Ohio. Hello.
Sorry, had a little trouble with the echo link this morning. No alarm. Twice a year I'll set an alarm before I get up to go to the airport to go on vacation. Other than that, all natural. KFA DJQ, back to that.
All right, thank you, Kevin. That's a good way to set an alarm. It's going on vacation. Let's go to Johnny in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, N1YKT. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from the good old boring Hopkinsville. Yes, but I wake up before that. Yes on alarm clock, which is my iPhone, N1YKT.
All right, thanks, Johnny. These days I'll take boring. I don't mind it at all. Let's go to KG5UFR, Jacob in Farmers Branch, Texas. Hello, Jacob.
morning, KG5VFR, Jacob here. It's a great morning. At 57 degrees here and somewhat humid, but no, we're not supposed to rain till later this week, so that's going to be really nice. We had a bunch of rain this weekend, so 50 days to dry out. And as far as alarm clocks go, yes, I do. You can hear one of them probably going in the background. That's Natalie's cat. She wakes me up several times during the day. But I do set an alarm for 2 p.m. every day, an actual proper alarm clock, and then I set my phone as a backup. But usually long before 2 o'clock, Natalie is very vocal. She's more reliable than the dogs, for sure. They sleep. She wakes up in a couple hours. So, but that's basically it here. So thanks for picking me up. That's back to that control. It's 5 GFR.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Yep, we got a cantankerous old tomcat. He is really good at waking people up at 5 a.m. wondering where his breakfast is. Have a great day. Let's go to 4 UEI, Jason in Greensboro, North Carolina. Hello, Jason.
And Vicky, I wake up to an alarm clock off my cell phone, and that's all I use to wake up. That's about it. Back to that.
All right, thank you, Jason. Gotcha. Have a great day. Let's go to KO4RXE, Wendell in Triton, Kentucky. Good morning.
RXE, Kilo Oscar 4, Romeo X-ray Echo. Insomnia, so no alarm clock. I fix the alarm clock up. I am the alarm clock. Everybody have a great day. 73, KO4RXE, back to net.
All right, Wendell. Have a great day. How about KA5, PUD, Paul in Montgomery, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning to the crew. Answer is yes, but only use it if we've got a early appointment we have to get up for. Other than that, it just sits quiet. Back to that, KA5 PUD.
All right, thank you, Paul. Have a great day, sir. Let's see, Frank in Sugarland was in and out. TJ5DXP, hope he has a good day over there. Let's go to KR4 JCM. KR4 JCM, John in Hawthorne, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, all. No alarm clock for me. Retired last April, traveling the United States. Get up to bed when I want. Keep on trucking around the country. Back to the net, KR4 JCM.
All righty, John. Have a great day. You're a little distorted coming into there. Maybe you got the gain cranked up a little high on that, but have a great day, sir. Let's go to W8BPD, Brian in Warren, Michigan. Hello, Brian.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Mark, and everybody on the Brew crew. I use my phone, and when I forget to set it, like Saturday morning, when they had me for Saturday, I get the wife's elbow as a backup. Everybody have a great day. Back to net control.
All righty, thank you, Brian. Have a great day yourself, sir. And thanks for checking in this morning. All right, I think I'm back here. Thanks for checking in this morning, Brian. Let's go to KF8DRC, our Detroit Rock City guy, Jack. Morning.
Good morning, Reflector. I wake up my own.
All right, Jack, we caught enough of that. Somebody was kind of stepping on you there, but we got you. Have a great day, Jack. Enjoy. Let's go to Tim in Hamburg, KD2IW. Hello, Tim.
Well, and Mark, everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. Yeah, I use the iPhone, and I'd like to send a shout out to a guy who checked in earlier, KCCJIB, James here in Gowanda. Thank you, James, working here. So that's that. 73, everybody. Have a great day. KVQYWS.
All righty, thanks, Tim. Have a great day. Let's go to Webb in Collierville, N1WEB. Good morning, Mr. Webb.
Thank you, Al and Mike, Mark, and you can put me down. I wake up when I get up, so I guess that's naturally. I usually wake up around the same time every morning, and that's that. N1WEB.
All right, thanks, Webb. Have a great day. Let's go to KA5ULE, Ralph, San Angelo, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Annette, Ralph, KA5ULE. So be down for natural. I retired last week after 30 plus years of using an alarm clock. So now it's natural. So good net. First time I've been in quite a while. But I'll be here more often. That's net. KA5ULE.
Well, Ralph, congratulations, sir. I hope you have a happy retirement. And don't be a stranger. Check in often. Let's go to KC3LAV, Mike in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Hello, Mike.
Hello, and a fine good morning to everyone there. This is KC3LAV, Mike from Warwick Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's still chilly. I guess it's still winter. We have... Thank you very much. Good question. Have a good day, KC3LAV. Back to net.
Hey, Mike, we didn't quite catch your answer. We caught everything else, but somebody keyed up just as you said your answer. What do you do for waking up?
Yes, thank you, sir. We have watching the radioactive Wonder Dog. Very much. We're clear.
All right, we got it that time. Have a great day. Yep, I understand. Let's go to KB7OLD, Theodore in St. Ignace, Michigan. Hello.
Well, good morning, everybody. And it's above 27 degrees. We're still in winter, unfortunately. My alarm clock is three things. My pets, and two dogs, and bladder, and sometimes alarm clock.
But mostly pets, right? Do you go by Theodore, or would you rather go by Ted?
It is fine. Looking forward to trying to make this net a little bit more. Appreciate everybody. Everybody stay safe and warm.
All righty, thank you, Ted. Don't be a stranger. You got to move down here, down by the state line. It's what is this, 38 degrees down here? Yeah, it's 38 degrees down here in Lenawee County. Have a great day, sir. Let's go to Randy in Kenora, Saskatchewan, Canada, B5RJM. Hello, Randy.
Yeah, good morning, everyone listening here this morning and checking in. So, yeah, I have a alarm clock that I set as a backup, and I usually get up about 10 or 15 minutes before it sounds off there. So there you go. Anyways, thanks for checking in there, and everyone have a great day. It's minus 15 degrees Celsius here, 7 feet.
Sounds cold. All righty, thank you, Randy. We're going to go through text check-ins. Might go a little over time, but that's okay. We got N2VLK, Jeff in Lancaster, WPAODF, Dave in Ypsilanti, KJ4LXJ Rex, Crystal River, Florida, K5RLR, Randall, Spring, Texas. KE4NTG, Walter, Hollywood, Florida. HC48, Don, in Santa Marianita, Ecuador. We have W1MDT, Matthew, in Alexandria, Connecticut. We got WB1DXN, Daryl, in Concord, New Hampshire. Up top of the Donnie, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Question of the day, do you wake up to an alarm clock, your phone, pets? How do you wake up? KM4CTB, hello, Donnie.
Well, good morning, Al, Mark, and everybody on the net. KM4CTB, Donnie, about 50 degrees here this morning, going up to the high 60s, low 70s. We'll deal with that, no problem. I'd say that more in the natural category, Al. We'll go with the bladder, body clock, and then the alarm clock. How about that? Have a good day. Thanks for doing the net. KM4CTB back to net.
All right, thanks, sir. WB1DXN, Daryl, what say you?
Good morning to the Morning Brew, WB1DXN here. I use an alarm on the iPhone so I can get up early enough, but I got up a little late today to get onto the Morning Brew. I try to get here every day because of that. That's what my alarm is set for, to get up, and then a few minutes later make sure another alarm so I can don't be late for the Morning Brew. As always, be aware of your surroundings, always have a way out, always expect the unexpected, and be careful. WB1DXN, they all have a good day.
All right, thanks, Daryl. Have a great day. W1MDT, Matthew, Ellington, Connecticut. Good morning. W1MDT, you with us? So let's go down to HC4DA, Don in Ecuador. Hello, Don.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Happy Tuesday. Natural. I swore off alarm clocks when I retired, and I enjoy it. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a great day. HC4DA, back to net.
All right, thanks, Don. KE4NTG, Walter in Hollywood, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning to you there, Alan. I'm trying to read your hat in the Zoom room, see what it says. See, there's something like wings on there, but in any event, I've been on since Hamcation. It was a pleasure hanging out with Mike, Steven, and Jay there. A good bunch of people. Mike's extremely a lot. And your answer to your question, I'm retired, and basically my wife wakes me up when she goes out to work. She has earnability, so I send her out. Hi. Anyway, I wish everybody an outstanding and wonderful day. Everybody stay warm. Everybody have a blessed day, and we'll talk. I'll be back on here. What I'm trying to say is thank you for running the net. First day with my new tongue, sorry. This is KD4NTG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Walter. Have a great day. How about K5RLR, Randall in Spring, Texas? Good morning.
Well, good morning now, Vicky and everybody else on the crew. K5RLR. I would have to say it would be my iPhone is my alarm clock. Although I've got a little 20-pound overlord who decides when I get up as well. His name is Meatball the Pug. Hi. Hope everybody has a good day. 7-3 to all, and we'll see everybody here close this evening for the Tech Net. Thanks for running that out. We do appreciate it. K5RLR, back to you, sir.
All right, thanks, Randall. Have a great day. Let's go to KJ4LXJ Rex, Crystal River, Florida. Good morning. KK4LXJ. KK4LXJ, are you with us? WODF, Dave over in Ypsilanti. Hello, Dave.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Dave. I'm in Ypsilanti, Michigan, 30 miles due west of Detroit on I-94. And I am going to go with 100% my iPhone. I could use Alexa, but I don't. I use just my iPhone. Thanks for doing the net, and I'll turn it back to you. WB8ODF.
All righty, thank you, Dave. Have a great day. How about N2, VLK, Jeff in Lancaster, New York?
Well, everybody on the group here, I'll make it short and sweet. I get up naturally. With that, I'll turn it back to you. Say 7-3 and 2VLK.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Have a great day. Finally wrapping her up. We got W9TIM, Tim in Groveland, Florida. Hello, Tim.
Well, good morning, W9TIM. My wake up is either the dog or just getting up when the sun gets in my eyes.
All righty. Well, you said the dog first, so we got you as pets. So have a great day. Well, this is Al, KABAC. I know we ran a little overtime, but that's all right. We don't have anything better to do. I hope everybody had a great time. Thanks for checking in for the East Coast Reflector Morning Brew Net. We now return to Reflector to normal amateur radio use. 73, everybody.
Alright, this is RIX 415. I had a few questions for some of the educated individuals. Basically, I wanted to get my level 1 amateur license, and I'm here in Detroit, south, 10 miles roughly, but I would just like some advice.
Station calling, this is Alpha Delta 8 Mike Papa. What's your call sign?
I'm gonna try to